What's up, AfterBuzzers? Thank you for tuning in to another Gotham After Show. Today, we will talk about the Penguin and his domestication and the jailhouse antics of Jim Gordon. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
We're in.
Hey!
We're here.
Dum, 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 dum. And what a nice little intro theme. Escape. The escape from Arkham.
What's happening?
What's happening? What's up, everybody? I'm Michael Drew. Welcome to the AfterBuzz After Show for Gotham Season 2, Episode 16, Prisoners. You can find me on Twitter at Michael_Drew, Michael EAL. I'm here with my boy, Mr. Steve Kaufmann.
Yeah, Steve Kaufmann. You can find Steve Kaufmann at Steve Kaufmann. That is KAUFMANN. I just noticed Monty is on the tweet. Monty Bolanos still in Milan designing scarves. I'll be joining her a little later when the line is actually up and running and I'm ready to walk that runway and make them look fabulous.
Yes.
But that's not about Gotham. We're here to talk about Gotham.
Yes, we're here to talk about the goodness that is this awesome show. And what about the new intro? Do you like that?
That's fun.
I like that. A nice little, like, it's like giving you a little taste, but not the whole enchilada.
Well, yeah, and it's not like just a boom, let's sit through a bumper. It's just like, hey, I'm me.
It's
I'm
like
here.
foreplay.
Wow.
Like a little foreplay, then ha-ha, this is what you brought home with you. Before, it was just like, let's just get right to it. And, you know, sometimes some people don't like that.
That's fair.
You do, right?
Some
people like to be warmed up.
Some people
like to get right to it.
Some people like to get right to it. You just got to get in there.
Yeah. I'm talking about exercise. You need to stretch before you work out. I don't know what you're talking about, though.
I assumed you were talking about sex.
Oh, wow. Steve Kaufmann. Wow. Way to go, Steve. Your initial thoughts on today's episode?
Oh, this was a nice, I want to call it a bottle episode, but he went to prison.
Yeah.
He went to prison and got out of prison, so you can't really call that a bottle episode, but he went away, and then they dealt with stuff away, and then they came back, and I thought it was really, really well done. You got to find a way to bring Falcone back. They're wrapping up Cobblepot's dad, Van Gaal. They're wrapping that up way faster than I thought.
Yeah, I saw that too. I thought it was. I still haven't fully digested what this episode is. I mean, there wasn't anything that really stuck out to me in a negative way. I'm happy that we kind of just fast forwarded the Oswald and his father storyline.
Only because they gave us so much so quick that we're kind of. Now that we know what that story is, it's like, well, we're kind of running through here. And it's not about that. It's about him taking over the estate. It's about him dealing with those kids. It's about doing all the other stuff that it's like, oh, remember when Pee-wee was here for 2 weeks?
And to be honest, when you first meet Oswald's father and the family, you kind of already, you know where it's going.
Yeah, it was pretty creep
you know
city.
the father's gonna love him. The other people, the other family members aren't really blood. You knew that we're gonna get a very soap opera-ish, the money has to be mine type of storyline. And I'm glad they kind of fast forwarding that. I mean, I was okay with that.
Yes. Also, Eric Lolin in the chat loves my shirt. Thank you much. I love my shirt too.
That is a nice shirt. And Steve Kaufmann's on the chat.
I am all up on this chat right now.
Okay, so I guess we'll just start forward. We'll just start ASAP. We go with Jim is living in the prison.
Yep. What else is he gonna do?
Yeah, I know.
He left his lady.
Man, I don't want to get too far ahead, but he left his lady. We're gonna talk about Lee in a bit, but man.
I mean, he left his lady who moved down south, otherwise known as Deadpool. Otherwise started filming movies.
Oh yeah, you're right. I forgot about that. Well done.
She would have likely needed that time.
That's probably what happened. That's probably what happened.
Or she was already pregnant.
No, I think she filmed that
because didn't she like have the baby?
Yeah, hold on. Let's not get too far into that.
Sorry. Is that a Gotham Gazette thing? Or are we ready? I don't think we're ready for that.
I mean, no, not yet. So we find Jim jogging and doing his routine, and I liked how they showed him pretty much getting like a Groundhog Day mentality where every day is the same, and how he stuck with his routine to not go insane.
And I liked that because I was like, oh, well, this is just a sad but safe existence.
Yeah. When you really look at it, it makes you more depressed. Like, I can't believe this happened to Jim Gordon.
Yeah, but at the same time, did anybody else watch that cycle and went, man, I'd get so ripped?
Yeah, I mean, he was going in, right?
I'd get so ripped. I'd get so much reading done.
Yeah, no, he'd probably be way smarter.
I'd be like a philosopher.
He probably does that
like
every day already.
Yeah, like
he could probably be doing that already.
But then again, then they put him in Gen Pop. And it's like, oh, now he's in the prison as we understand it.
See, yeah, that was something that stuck out to me too. At first, the first thing that I noticed during that whole moment where he's just doing the same routine, I was like, man, no one's attacking him or anything. I was like, all right, that's cool, because I kind of just got off of watching the Netflix series Daredevil, and every time, and they do this with everything. Every time there's a cop or an enemy of criminals who ends up in prison, the first storyline, no matter what the show is, he's always going to get attacked by the prisoners.
Step lively with our engineer when you're talking about Daredevil.
Oh, yes. Don't worry. Did he not?
He is on the panel for this, so he has to stay behind.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, thanks, Michael.
He didn't say anything.
Did you not watch anything on that?
I think you're what, 8 in?
6 in.
6 in.
Yeah.
All right.
The Daredevil After Show, which you can watch on Wednesday nights on AfterBuzz TV.
Don't you dare plug during my time.
I do what I can.
This is my time. Yes. So, but I liked how you knew that was going to happen, but I was surprised that I thought he was already there. And then they made a decision to put him with general population. And
well, well, it's a financial decision. It costs more money to keep a prisoner in. It was protected custody.
Is this your Gotham?
Gotham
lawyer
Penitentiary,
hat?
Gotham, not civics, Gotham civil planning, I think.
Okay.
Well, no, there's a bigger word for planning a prison, but we'll go with civil planning. It costs a lot more money to keep a prisoner in protected custody.
Yeah.
Which you are like legally required to do and like have a reason to do if that prisoner is sentenced to like life in prison, but is appealing. But they made a point to tell us that Gordon is not appealing.
Yeah.
Because I guess he's a Boy Scout in that sense, that he's like, well, nope, I was tried. I was found guilty. I know in my heart I actually shot that guy.
Yeah. He still feels guilty about that.
Yeah. So there's no appeal. There's no way out.
Yeah. And I like how when he meets the warden, and then the warden warns him at the end, if you play by the rules, you might survive. Even though the warden, he's gunning for him. And then they try to send him out, and then I like the in between. We see Harvey talk to Ed, and Harvey's incensed. Harvey's trying to get his boy out. Harvey, man, you need that loyalty. I love that guy. I love Bullock. He's just so loyal. And then then Harvey, here we go. He meets with Jim, has that one-on-one moment with Jim, and he tells him about Lee. I didn't expect this.
I expected her. Well, the wind up. The way he was winding up for it, he was like about to talk about death, and I was honestly like, "Are they gonna kill Lee off camera?"
Oh, that would have been crazy. I don't think that's.
Well, but that's what I was saying. Like when he kept saying she lost the baby. Before he said that, like, this isn't good. This isn't really good. I have to tell you, good thing you're sitting down. Lost the baby. Whew, okay, so she's still on the show.
I know. Jeez.
She is still on. Lee is still on the show, and the character's too big and bad to have killed her off screen.
I was actually hoping he was going to go in a different direction. I know it would have kind of been out of character of Lee, but I just figured that they would have explained it later because of some trauma. I thought he was going to say something like, she's engaged to be married to Barnes, or something crazy, like she's engaged to somebody. I thought it was going to be something like that, but like, she lost the baby. That's terrible. Like, it's a wrap for him and Lee now. I mean, like, I love the chemistry between them so much. They're two characters that you were kind of hoping for a happy ending.
But I feel like there are no happy endings in Gotham.
Oh, pessimistic Steve, pessimistic Kaufmann.
Hey,
everyone finds love, man.
Hey,
even in Gotham.
I get it, but that doesn't mean you get a happy ending. It means you get love. There's a difference.
Maybe that love is a happy ending, Steve.
Not for Gordon in Gotham.
Apparently not.
If you want a happy ending, watch Supergirl, and you only get one season.
Man, you know, it's looking like that it's a wrap for him and Lee. Barbara's not going to be insane anymore. You might get back with Barbara. You think that's what's going to happen?
Barbara is that, and this we're bordering on prediction, so we can bring ourselves back. But it looks like Barbara is going to be that Hugo Strange sane.
Watch yourself, Mark. Not predictions yet.
We're bordering on it.
Bordering.
She looks like she's more going to be that Hugo Strange sane, similar to Cobblepot, where Hugo Strange will program his intentions.
Yeah.
Into Barbara, or he'll just flat out program a trigger. into like make her a sleeper agent.
Yeah.
But it looks like she gets out.
All right. Okay. Well. All right. So all right. We'll see what happens with that. To bring it back to Jim inside the lovely prison. After he has a conversation with Harvey, he gets the crazy look in his eyes. He looks dejected. He's done. And then when he walks back inside, he's attacked by this guy who's singling him out, who's clearly been put up to it by the warden. The warden. There's even a moment where the warden says he has to die by the end of this week, and then he's attacked by the prisoner, whose brother was killed. Whose brother was part of the Red Hood gang and was killed by Jim.
Remember the Red Hood gang?
I remember the Red Hood gang. Yeah. I remember them. I don't remember the specific brother, but
well, I mean, there were a lot of people in the Red Hood gang.
Yeah, and during that little altercation, he almost gets saved by a guy named Puck, who just proceeds to get his butt whooped. And then him and Jim become friends.
Of course,
he tries to be friends. I like the fact that his name is Puck. I like that he tries to be friends with Jim, but Jim is just like don't. I'm bad news,
bro. I got my gravelly voice on.
Leave it alone. He got his Batman voice on. I'm bad news. You don't want to hang with me. He's like, nah, bro. Like he's just so like nonchalant. It's like he's from
but I like. It was mentioned in this episode for Cobblepot where it's like I think he's just simple. Like this guy was just simple. Where it's like no, if you break the law, you go to jail and prison, and if somebody helps, you help them, you owe them.
Yeah.
And like life is really that simple to him.
Yeah, and he likes Jim because Jim actually saved his sister before.
Yeah.
And he's only in jail because he stole a car. And they gave him like 6 years, right? That's what it was?
Which is a lot.
Yeah, which is a lot.
That's a lot for stealing a car. When I stole a car, I got 2.
Yeah?
It was my car. It was a whole registration issue.
Oh, that's good. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The secret passive Steve Kaufmann. That's why I walk in eggshells around you, because I don't know. I always find out new things about you.
Isn't that Gotham season 3?
The Secret Life of Steve Kaufmann? Oh.
I become pain.
It was me. It was me the whole time. All right.
Me, Austin.
It was me. It was me. So Warden. So then the Warden comes in and he tells Jim. Not only does he know about the baby, he tries to egg him on and tell him that listen, it's a wrap for you. It's a wrap for you.
Exact words.
Exactly. Was it?
No.
It'd be cool if they.
No, he was like, this guy just lost a kid. I know everything. Like very much typical power hungry, brainwashy prison warden, corrupt prison warden who's like, I would rather corruptly kill 1,000 prisoners and have a prison with like 6 people if those 6 people actually follow me 100% and need me and want me and absolutely like really mind-effy stuff.
Yeah.
That I don't think Gordon goes along with that.
No.
And personally, I'd rather get shivved. I'd rather get shivved in the movie room.
Like Jim can't play the game. You know, like to reference another popular show, Jim is not capable of playing the Game of Thrones. He'd be Ned Starked real quick.
Spoilers, bro.
Spoilers. Come on. Listen, if you don't know about that one, then you're not going to watch it anyway.
Come on.
Sorry, Mark. I'm sorry. I keep doing this to you. So Jim pretty much goes on. It gets warned that there is going to be a movie night, and he has to be careful because the lights will be shut off and there are people aiming for him. During this time, Bullock talks to Falcone, a returning Falcone.
That was a bit of a shocker.
That was crazy.
He shelved Falcone.
I thought he was done.
I didn't think he was coming back this season.
I didn't think he was coming back, period.
Well, I mean,
as an actor, I just thought
if you don't kill that character, it's DC. If you don't kill the guy, he'll come back.
Yeah, I know, but I just thought they used it like I thought they were as a character. I just thought they were done with him, and for the rest of the entire show, the other villains to progress. You know, without the technically, I guess he's like this show's kingpin. Yes. So with him gone, everyone's. You know, to be honest with you, this show there's a lot of similarities between this and Daredevil. If you look at the way where Kingpin disappears and Falcone disappears and everyone fights for the top.
Well, just power.
Well,
but like power vacuums.
Yeah, power vacuums.
Well, that's just
good term. Thank you.
That happened in Iraq. I actually made this comparison when Falcone happened on this show. That the next week they showed a very good realization of what happens.
I wasn't here though, right? That was before me.
That was before you.
So that's when nothing counted at that time.
If
it's pre-Michael Drew, nothing
PM.
On the show.
It's pre-Michael. Got it.
Yeah, that is. It was pre-Michael.
PM and AD. Pre-Michael and after Drew.
Wow. You make me feel special, man. When you do things like that, I feel like I'm somebody. Well,
Also,
you're right.
Drew Brew in the chat. Can Fox get the rights to Steve's Past? Because I would love that show. I would love that show too. They're actually in a bidding war with NBC. But may the best man win.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have a funny comeback to that.
One of them will get me into Harry Potter Land.
You haven't been there?
I've not yet.
Oh well.
I have like 5 days.
You need to talk to Mons. No. So Jim warned to be careful. They head to the movie thing, and he is. It looks like he's about to be attacked. Mm-hmm. But then it looks like someone else attacks him and proceeds to shiv him. Yep. They stop the original attacker, who was the fellow whose brother was part of Red Hood.
Shivs him on the floor, and then the guard checks his pulse and says, "We need a body bag."
Yeah, ASAP.
And then they cut to commercial, and there's 3 more. I think there's 3 more acts left in the show.
Yeah.
And over the initial shock, which is what they got, the initial shock was like, you just killed your main character. And then reality sets in, and it's like, well, they cut the commercial.
You already knew what happened.
There's 3 more acts.
You know Jim ain't dead.
I think I've seen stuff in the spoilers for next week, or the like furthering weeks that have Gordon in it.
Yeah.
Like, this is unlikely.
Yeah.
As cool as that would be, and I wouldn't put it past this show in the best possible way to just kill Gordon. And those 3 acts are spent at his funeral. And like Barnes and Wayne, and like, and then there'll be the top of my Facebook news feed, like, Gordon dies on Gotham. Like, that would be awesome.
I'm trying to see how far you can go. Like, how much extra?
I don't know who we would follow. I think we'd have to follow Cobblepot and Baby Batman.
It wouldn't work.
And it wouldn't work because, but this show is the Honey Badger of shows. It does not care about its canon.
They have their own thing. Well, we do come back and we do proceed to see Jim. Didn't you find it weird? Like, I thought the shivving, like when he was getting shivved, he just had the most blank face on, the most blanket statement, like look, or just like very like, It didn't look like he was getting hurt. It looked fake. It looked like it wasn't hurting him.
Yeah. How do you act like you're getting shivved?
I mean, just say ow.
Let alone, how do you act like you're acting like you're getting shit? Like, that's a lot of work.
Just be
I don't know.
Just shift your shoulders.
I actually read an article this week from a former prison guard that explained people can get stabbed like a lot and not die. Like, apparently, like, prison inmates can get stabbed like 200-300 times and still live.
I'm sure there's still a reaction. I'm sure they're not just, oh snap, you stabbed me in my gut. I'm sure it's like, oh, you stabbed me in my gut.
Although, adrenaline wise, I feel like you wouldn't feel anything at the time.
He got shivved a lot.
He did get shivved so much, but he didn't actually get shivved. It was a retractable knife.
Yeah, that's true. I would think though, like, if I'm getting fake stabbed, I would be so anxious to prove that I'm dead. I would overact it.
This is the Gotham School of Acting.
No, I'd be like, oh, my kidneys, and then I'd scream, Lee! Yeah. Like my eyes fade back.
Take a breath to complete here.
Lee, I'm coming to you. I'm coming to my child, Lee. I'm coming to you. And then, like, oh, Gordon. Yeah. It was specifically for the warden, but he didn't do that. He just took it. Okay, so it turns out, but Jim's alive. Jim comes out, heads to the ambulance. Bullet comes out, and it was a fake. It was a ruse, and they also saved Puck. Yeah, I'm thankful that was a ruse. As much as I would have enjoyed the writing, pretty much the writing exercise that it would be to just kill your main character in the middle of season 2. I know. Well, I mean, nowadays with the way a lot of these shows go, they have a tendency to how Hollywood and TV are. Whatever is hot, they just copy it. Yep. But who's the main character? Kill him by season 2. You didn't see that coming, right?
No, they do that a lot. He's Jim Gordon. He becomes commissioner.
Yeah, he's committed through 4 seasons.
Batman, who's Bruce Wayne, and Bruce Wayne is 12.
Yeah. So pretty much, Jim goes back inside. When he saves Puck, he also knocks out the warden, which I don't know how that's gonna have repercussions because the warden's gonna know he's alive. So there's no point in him faking his death, right?
No, I think the warden is I think Falcone's good enough to keep him somewhere that they won't find him.
Okay.
That's my theory. Also, the warden was knocked out, and I guess you could convince the warden he was mistaken. Well, no, because Gordon escaped. Never mind.
Yeah.
Well, everybody knows Gordon escaped.
Do they know? Because he
had to punch that guard. He had to punch that guard to sell that it was an escape through the infirmary.
The final conversation
to cover his story. So people are going to know Jim Gordon escaped from prison. They're just Falcone has him somewhere safe enough where people won't find him.
The final conversation he has with Falcone, where he thanks him, and Puck during this beautiful speech where Falcone tells him, "I can get you out of here, or you can stay here and fight for your name." And Jim decides to stay here there and fight for his name. Puck dies, which leads you to believe that maybe you just let Puck in prison.
That's what I felt too.
Like,
that would have made stuff a lot more clean.
Yeah, just leave him in prison.
I think in this episode, they did a pretty good job of making Puck represent who Gordon was, like season 1, episode 1.
Yeah.
Like a complete, true moral North Boy Scout. Like right is right, wrong is wrong. And maybe that makes you a little simple. Maybe that means you've understood the world. But like, I think that was the idea that part of him died. Maybe I'm overthinking it.
Yeah.
Or that part of him shouldn't die. Like, I think him trying to save him was an attempt to redeem that quality in people. There should be more of that.
Okay.
All right. I know. His hands are already way dirty, though.
I like how we didn't get some Lil Wayne in this. I like how we took a break from Lil Wayne.
Yeah, because we thought they were going to do that last week, and they didn't. We got a whole bunch of Lil Wayne.
Yeah, a lot of Wayne.
Yeah, so much Wayne. Fountains of Wayne.
And then we go. So that's pretty much what happens with Jim. That's a roundup on Jim. And next week he's gonna go for it. He's gonna try and get his name back. Yeah. So that's the roundup on that. And then we got
real quick.
Yes.
Watt Seamus said your kidneys are in your back. So if you're shivved in your front.
All right. Okay. Yes, you're right. I don't know where my kidneys are. My bad.
And Martin Sevic in the chat corrected me. Yes, he is 15 now.
Jeez.
Lil Wayne is 15.
Sticklers. All right, if I admit I don't know where my kidneys are you still going to insult me on the chat, guys?
That's not an insult, that's correction.
It hurts my feelings, though. So to me, it's an insult.
The insults get banned. The corrections stay.
I guess that's my insecurities? Is that what that is?
Maybe.
Is that what leads me to be like Nygma?
Possibly.
Speaking of Nygma, I like that one little moment he had where it kind of looked like he was doing to Bullock what he did to Jim Gordon. He's like, "Oh, you want to keep looking? Oh, all right then."
I'll create this false narrative where everybody's out to get me.
Like, jeez.
No, yeah, we're gonna. Although to be fair, he had every right to take that as a personal threat because Bullock said, "Yeah, I'm gonna get the guy who framed." Because he should have read that as like a direct threat. Yeah. Because he was like, "I'm gonna get the guy who did the thing you did."
Yeah, that's true.
Where it's like, oh, I actually need to stop him. Yeah. Like, this isn't a false narrative.
Yeah. True that. And but like Nygma, we have his friend Oswald, who isn't on the same page as Nygma anymore. He's no longer insane, no longer psychopathic. He's a domesticated puppy who's living with his father, and he's so damn happy.
You mean a domesticated penguin?
A domesticated penguin. Well, penguins are already domesticated. Right?
There are plenty of wild penguins. If you or I were to see a penguin tomorrow, it would be domesticated.
Yeah, I would think so. The average penguin is domesticated. So I'm generalizing.
I feel like there are a lot of penguins in the wild.
I think they're all cool.
They're all in zoos?
They're all chilling.
All of the penguins are in zoos?
You can make a cartoon out of all of them. You can make a Disney cartoon out of all of them. They're all just dancing. And in love.
Disney did not make Happy Feet.
It doesn't matter. I'm generalizing cartoons too in the cinematic universe. Damn it, Steve.
I'll just play your foil here.
Okay. Jeez. Let me generalize. So Oswald's at dinner with his new family, and they're warned of ghosts and people dying in that household, and you can already see the tension. The father loves Oswald, and the family, like, scene after scene, they're always trying to find it's very Tim Burton-esque. It looks like an episode of Beetlejuice. A scene from Beetlejuice or the original Batman's, where they're all just trying to find ways to I guess get rid of. Now, I got Elmer Fudd-ish.
Now that wife.
Yeah.
I ain't saying she a gold digger.
Yeah.
But she ain't messing with no broke Gaul.
Penguin. Yeah.
Broke Van Gaal.
Yes. True. She's trying so hard to get rid of Oswald, and every scene's like they're just always contemplating ploys and plots, and they come up with one with the sister. And this is where the most simple of, this is where you really see how domesticated and simple he is. She tries to seduce Oswald. She tries to seduce him, and he's just completely like, oh, "You're my sister."
Although, to be fair, have we known the Cobblepot from Gotham to be sexual?
No, I kind of thought he was gay, character-wise.
I thought he was Dumbledore gay, which is asexual.
Well, I think Dumbledore's like, I think he's got a.
Well, Dumbledore was.
I think he's got a man.
No,
that he's got. They put up in a mountain somewhere with all that money he left over. He's got a young, maybe in his mid-20s. I was under that impression.
I'm not on top of Pottermore. Is that on Pottermore?
It just makes logic sense. No, older gentleman. He's well-to-do, got some money. Probably, he's probably got his guy he's domesticated with, put away somewhere.
Everything I've read says that he loved Grindelwald and got really hurt, and he stopped loving people. Or like he stopped leaving himself to be that, which is like asexual by choice.
Okay.
Where you're too busy doing other stuff, but Dumbledore happened to like dudes.
Okay.
But he was too busy being Dumbledore.
He don't got time
to
for
be with
relationships.
anything. Yeah, to be with anyone.
I think he had
I think that if Penguin were
a nice young thing, a nice little 25-year-old strapping young wizard,
that would be inappropriate.
No, man, they're getting it popping.
Because it would have been guaranteed he came through Hogwarts. But we're off topic.
Hey, Dumbledore. Okay, so you think so? I don't think
you guys want to see more of this. I'm on a Harry Potter themed improv group. We're called The Show That Should Not Be Named. We explore this almost nightly. Is Dumbledore gay? What does that mean?
Okay, yeah.
So Steve has time to plug, but I don't.
Well, I mean,
you just got to take your time.
Because I too am curious of Dumbledore's sexual escapades. But Penguin's escapades. I don't. So you think he's just full on asexual?
I think that.
Okay.
There's enough mommy issue there. There's enough mommy issues there. There's enough codependency there. There's enough problems there that I think, especially Fox. I think if they could have sexualized him, they would have by now.
Yeah.
That's it. Nobody's interested in that.
Yeah, I mean,
nobody's really interested in sexualizing the Penguin, even this one.
Yeah, it's true. I've never even seen even in all the cartoons. I've never seen Penguin with a love interest. Have you ever seen a Penguin with a love interest?
Nope. Even in the Tim Burton one.
Yeah.
Even in the Tim Burton one where he was like really close with Catwoman, it was still clear that they were just colleagues and partners.
Well, okay, so
and he could have been all up in that Catwoman.
I don't think he could have been all up in that Catwoman.
I beg to differ.
I doubt he could
she
have been
was all about him.
I think we saw two different movies, my friend.
All right.
So she throws it at Penguin, thinking that because no man can turn her down, she was fine, and she went right for it. I thought she was gonna kind of warm him up. She was just straight and like, hey, listen, like breast and panties out.
She came on really strong.
Really strong. I thought a little too strong. Like, damn.
I mean, speaking as someone who's not asexual. I'm pretty sure I would have just been suspicious.
Yeah, me too.
Like, I'm not a simple person, like she said. I just would have been suspicious.
Yeah, even I would have been like, wait a second.
Like, I'm a really attractive man, and I'm worthy of this attention.
Yeah.
But it's way too forward. I've known you 3 days.
Yeah.
What are you up to?
A little humble brag. Like, I'm an attractive guy. And women throw themselves at me.
But usually 5-10 days they throw themselves at me, not 3.
I would just say that, like, if she's just throwing it, because we are stepbrother and sister. Like, that does exist. We do call the same person father. Mm-hmm. I did just move here, and you're trying to sleep with me. That is, and we've never had a sexual tension before. Mm-hmm. That's kind of, that's kind of alarming.
And it wouldn't have played had these two kids not been written as such idiots.
Yeah,
love it.
I like when he played her. And he was just so like distraught, like, how this is weird. And when she leaves, she goes to the brother, and he's like, "Do you want me to go?" You know what I mean? Just like, "Do you want me to try see if you're best for the other team?"
Yeah.
And she's just like, I just don't think I think she's under the asexual thing. I think he just is innocent, naive, doesn't know
all the things. A lot of people in the chat are saying that he's asexual.
Okay.
Although Penguin was a horn dog in BR, I'm pretty sure that's Batman and Robin.
No.
Oh, whatever BR
Batman
is.
Returns.
Batman Returns, sorry. He was all... Actually, you're right, I did see a different movie. He was all about Michelle Pfeiffer and couldn't get
he made a lot of passes at her.
Yeah.
So I like how Oswald ends up telling his father that he's done bad things, and the father still accepts him, to the point that when the mother brings old newspapers showing his crimes. The father's just like, I already know. But you were a kingpin? Proud of you, boy.
I know,
That's
right?
great. Pee Wee
I love
Herman.
that.
I love you.
I like that. Like, I like this character. It gets us to recenter this new Cobblepot, this new Hugo Strange Cobblepot, who, man.
And I like how he had it looks like the dreams are starting to wake him up. Like he's getting these nightmares, pulling him out, and then he proceeds to tell him. I feel like he's on the verge, like he's gonna break soon.
I guess.
And then and then the family's trying to get him. The family is pretty much on game. They know that the father is going to give Oswald the loot, and now they're running out of ideas. Like they're terrible at planning. They look like a bunch of buffoons.
Well,
they had nothing.
Literally, I think those were just Altoids. I don't think they're actually poisoning the guy.
No. They just were doing everything they could not to. They weren't giving him his medication.
I know.
So that's crazy.
It's the whole thing. I like a bad villain.
Yeah.
Just a poor just a not skilled villain. I enjoy sometimes where it's just like I'm just gonna gain his trust and steal his money.
Yeah.
And kill him slowly. And then, lo and behold, you can't match wits with the Hugo Strange Penguin.
Yeah.
Who, by the way, anyone else in Gotham could, because he's like a little lapdog at this point.
Well, Oswald's father really connects with him and tells him that Oswald's grandfather, Oswald's father's father, actually was a murderer too, and actually has a dark side, and he sees that in Oswald and tells Oswald he should try his best to not let it control him. Then I think that was when he was drinking the liquor.
Yep.
Then he gets poisoned.
Likely dies.
Pretty much likely dies, and Oswald flips out before the will can be made to be put in his name. Because they said the next day, because he said tomorrow I'm going to have my lawyers come through and put the paperwork.
He's a blood relative.
That's true.
Next to kin isn't your wife, it's your kid. Or wait.
That's true. I mean,
I'll get back to you
on your
Next of kin
Gotham.
is just a general term.
Okay. Next to kin is not a legal term at all?
It's a legal term, but it's general. It's just who you assign to whom your next of kin is.
Oh.
It's not just a standard.
Okay, so in the event of no will, it would go.
Yeah.
In the event of no will, it would probably go to your wife, and then your kid, or your kid, then your wife.
Research before we sound like dumb.
Okay. we're well past that.
I like what you said. Research before we sound like dumb. I hear you, Mr. Donica.
He has a legal standing to prove that they were trying to poison him, and that he has he's the rightful heir to the throne.
You know, something's gonna happen next week. And actually, you know what? I think it's prediction time.
Yes,
I think it's
prediction time.
I think it's time we unearth our predictions.
And now,
Prognosticators.
TV predictions.
It is time for the prognostications.
All right. So,
new song.
Gordon is going to be in Gotham.
Yeah.
He's going to be looking for Lee.
Lee's gone.
Lee is going to be in the Marvel Universe. But he's going to keep looking for and clear, or I guess he's going to try to clear his name first.
Yes,
and I think he's going to do those things in tandem. So he's going to try to clear his name. How do you think he's going to clear his name?
I mean, there's only one way. They're gonna get Nygma, right? They got to get Nygma.
Yes, but how do they figure that out?
Either they're gonna get Nygma or Nygma's gonna frame someone else.
I think Nygma's going to go after Bullock, and then if Nygma goes after Bullock, Gordon won't be able to not notice it. There was a lot of double negatives.
Okay.
It's like a quadruple negative. Well, but Gordon will notice if Nygma goes after Bullock.
Okay.
And I hope that doesn't happen in a week, but it might.
How many episodes we got left? We got, what, 7? We got a couple.
Yeah, we have a decent amount.
I mean, I would think that...
I believe we're not back here till April 11th as well.
After what?
I believe we're not back here next week.
I'm gonna double check that.
I believe we have a break.
I don't know.
I'm
seeing
enough people in the chat saying that I believe that.
A week without you? in months. That's unfair.
I'll be at WrestleMania next week. Either way.
Oh, you going to WrestleMania?
I will be in Dallas, Texas for WrestleMania. That is a prediction you can bank on.
That just messed my brain up a little bit. Oh!
All right. I also think that Cobblepot will probably take a week off.
Okay.
Like, we'll probably get something up top with him of him grieving.
I'll say bereaving. Like, okay, all right.
Getting an airplane to grieve.
Okay.
And then, whatchamacallit, I think we'll get like a tiny bit of that, and then they'll keep him away. Looks like we're getting more Lil Wayne. I think he's just going to have a bit more bottled, learn some stuff on the streets.
Yeah.
And then I guess Gordon finds Lee at the end. Gordon clears his name and finds Lee at the end of the season. And then Nygma goes to Arkham, and Hugo Strange gets his hand on Arkham. Or Hugo Strange gets his hands on Nygma. Hugo Strange unleashes the monsters, but his hands are clean of them. So he stays running Indian Hill under Arkham.
Okay.
That's what I got.
It's a lot of predictions, and those are pretty good ones. I don't have nearly as many as well thought out, or as fulfilling as those. But I'm just going to throw out some random ones in my style. I will say this: he's not going to end up with Lee. All right, everybody, that's it for no. Okay. I don't think he's going to end up with Lee.
Do you think he's going to end up with Barbara?
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna go predictable. He's gonna end up back with Barbara. He's gonna feel bad for her. She gets pregnant. Bam, Batgirl.
Wow.
That's how it's gonna go.
I guess we have 6 weeks to figure that one out.
It's good. I'm pretty sure it's gonna happen like that. Lee's done. Like, we're probably gonna see her again, but she's, in terms of this universe, she's gonna blame Jim for the death of the baby, because it was the baby. You can argue that the baby died of the trauma that she went through. Specifically, not the stress.
She would argue.
Yeah, the stress of not talking to Jim. Every time she sends a letter to Jim, he just ignores her. You can argue that he killed the baby. And the stress he put them through killed the baby. She wants nothing to do with him. They're done. He gets Barbara. Bam. Barbara Gordon. Batgirl. Falcone. I don't think we're going to see Falcone again. I think
Falcone's going to make a play for the whole city.
That would be awesome.
But after the monster's destroyed, because he's Falcone.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be surprised if he is the dark horse to like take over the underworld at the end of this.
That would be a season-ending, like, double turn by Falcone that ends with him on top would be crazy.
I just love that you said double turn.
Well, you know where my heart lies. There's a lot of comic books and wrestling in this big chunk of meat right here. That's it.
Yeah.
You got another one?
No. I laid out plenty.
Okay. Guys, that's it.
Yes.
For the Gotham YouTube after show. You can catch me tomorrow doing the Flash AfterBuzz after show. And you can also see me on our sister network at Popcorn Talk. Watch it on Netflix every week, where I give you what I think you should watch on Netflix every week. And I got really good taste, really good picks. Sometimes it's a Bruce Lee pick. Sometimes it's a Daredevil
What's
pick.
the name of that show?
Popcorn Talks. Watch it on Netflix.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I thought you were just saying you can watch it on Netflix.
No.
Okay.
That's it. It's catchy. You can find me on Twitter at Micheal_Drew, Michael EAL. Steve.
You guys can find me on Twitter at Steve Kaufmann. That is KAUFMANN. As I said earlier, starting this Thursday, I will be in Dallas, Texas, covering WrestleMania for this very network, AfterBuzz TV. I cannot speak to what exactly I have going on, but I will have a camera and a microphone, and I'll point it at people.
Follow him on Twitter for all of the latest and greatest updates.
Yes.
That as well.
Goodbye,
and
guys.
Thank you much.
Peace. Thank you, Mark.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.